Although his challenger, the biggest challenger and the one who was also moving on the Republican side, former Dodger Steve Garvey, he did speak to reporters out there. The lone Republican going to face Adam Schiff in the Senate race in November. And our Inland Empire Bureau Chief Rob McMillan live now in Palm Desert, where Garvey's campaign is watching the results coming in and celebrating. Rob?
Well, it started off as a quiet night for Steve Garvey. We understand he had dinner at a local restaurant with his family, but he arrived here at his election party in Palm Desert about an hour and a half ago to cheers and applause. Again, as we've been reporting, ABC News has called this race. Steve Garvey and Adam Schiff will proceed to the general election to battle it out for that Senate seat here in California. Now, to some, it might seem like Steve Garvey came from out of nowhere, really. In fact, he got into this race relatively late, at least compared with some of his competitors. One poll showed him at 10% back in December, but recently Steve Garvey has surged. That same poll showing him way up at 27%, even leading every other candidate, including Adam Schiff. Of course, those are just polls. We'll have to wait for the votes to be counted. But again, Steve Garvey has done this without spending a lot of money. He has not spent $1 on TV advertising. They focused their campaign, at least as far as the advertising process goes, to digital ads and text messaging. And he also hasn't been at many events. But again, he has a lot of name recognition, playing for the Dodgers in the 1970s, then the San Diego Padres. He, of course, lives out here in the Coachella Valley. He's been out here 20 years. A lot of people here say he's calm, he's well-mannered. They remember, or he remembers them, even after people haven't seen him in 20 years. So a lot of excitement out here. Steve Garvey speaking with reporters about half an hour ago about how he's been able to do this with so little traditional advertising.
I played in front of millions of people for many, many years. And the currency of that is the trust that if I say something and I have the facts to back it up, people will say, well, then I'm going to stand up and I'm going to support you and go to the ballot box today, and the people will speak today. But we feel good about where we are right now. I'll say tonight it's the first game of a doubleheader. The second game is going to be daunting. It'll be almost like a Super Bowl over the next fourth quarter or 8 innings. But I think it should be exciting for all of you. I mean, it's actual competition now.
I believe in what he says in it, that he's really going to change things, and how important it is, you know, for California to finally get a Republican senator.
People know him and they trust him. We grew up with him.
He loves the state, and I think that bringing in his kind of caring and love for this country and this state will be a big difference.
I mean, it's awful right now what's going on. So I think people are fed up with it, and I think they're going to vote for him. I really do. I think even the left-wingers are going to vote for him.
Of course, in a blue state like California, Garvey knows it's going to be a daunting task, and he's going to have to walk a pretty fine line. We know that when Adam Schiff took out those ads touting Garvey's support for Donald Trump and comparing him to the former president, that Garvey surged in the polls. But at the same time, they're trying to keep a careful distance. There were a couple of ladies coming into the party tonight wearing MAGA hats. They were asked to remove those hats. I asked a campaign spokesperson about that, and he was very short, saying, look, this is a Steve Garvey event, but it is clear he is going to have to appeal to those moderate voters. And he says, given a lot of the issues in California with crime, homelessness, and cost of living, he will have some very tangible issues to run on in November. Live in Palm Desert, Rob McMillan, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.